Welcome. My name is Erin Shoemaker, and I am proud to serve the Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools as Director of Digital Innovation and Professional Learning. We are so excited to have you here today for all things Canvas for families. During this presentation, during this time, you can use your computer or your phone and follow along with any of the steps that you're learning about today, or you can just listen, and we're going to provide the slide deck with all of the steps and videos for you to access afterwards so that you can go along step by step afterwards as well. So it's up to you. If at any time that you have questions during this session, go ahead and use the comment feature in Facebook to ask your questions, and we'll either respond directly in the chat box, or our moderators will provide us questions to answer aloud. So what does it mean when I say we're going to learn about all things Canvas? We're going to learn about what Canvas is and why we're using this and making the commitment to use this tool as a district. We're also going to talk about some things that you should expect to see in all of your students' Canvas courses. We're going to learn about the very important how to access Canvas and how to use the Canvas app right on your phone. We're also going to talk about how to change the language so that you can choose your preferred language to view the app and to view Canvas. We're also going to talk about, now that you have the app and you have Canvas access, what are the functions? What can you do in there as a parent, and how can you help support your student? And then last, we're going to throw in a little extra treat around Google Read and Write. It's a digital tool that all of our students have in CMS, and we're just going to talk a little bit about what that is and where to find it to help out your students as they engage in remote learning. At the very bottom of the screen, you can see that there are access to this slide deck. So there's a bit.ly link there. You can take that and type it right into your web browser, and you'll be able to access this exact slide deck from today. It will show up on multiple screens as we continue going. So if you don't get it right away, you'll be able to get it on the next few slides. So what exactly is Canvas and why are we using it? So Canvas is an online learning management system. You can think of it like a one-stop shop for everything that you need for your students to engage with school. It can house assignments, it can house lessons, it houses communication. It allows for students to interact and collaborate together. Why are we choosing to use Canvas? There are other tools out there that do the same type of thing that are learning management systems. As a district, we're choosing to use Canvas because it will provide a consistent experience for all students and families. So we have made the commitment across CMS, pre-K through 12th grade, for all teachers and students to be able to use this learning management system so that as families and community members, we are able to have that consistent experience, look and feel, to be able to best support our kids and our students. Canvas connects directly to PowerSchool for grading. So it makes that step very, very easy for our teachers and for our students to be able to view their grades as well. As I mentioned before, it's a one-stop location that houses communications and lessons and assignments and opportunities for collaboration. So as we're engaging in remote learning, students always know where to go to get the latest information and where to go to get lessons and assignments. It also allows for really great student and teacher interaction and opportunities for collaboration. Also offers opportunities that we're going to talk about in just a little while for families and for parents to quickly communicate with a teacher in a variety of ways. One thing that you're going to notice this year as you get into Canvas for your students, no matter which grade level, no matter which subject area, is a consistent opening template, a consistent opening page for all of our Canvas courses. The purpose of doing this is to provide that consistent experience so it's easy to navigate and find your way around Canvas. So each page will start, it'll look like this, but when you see it, it'll be filled in a little bit more. It will have teachers' names in it. It will have an introductory video from your teacher. It'll have some sort of getting to know you activity from your teacher. But then there are these 6 buttons right below that within Canvas that are going to be your go-to place. If there are schedules for live synchronous sessions, they'll be under the live lessons button. The Canvas navigation button will allow for additional support for students and for families on how to navigate and utilize Canvas, specific to this teacher's Canvas page. Under grading, you'll see any grading policies or information from your teacher. The support tab will provide access to the CMS website, your school specific website, any information that we have around technology or technology hotlines, translation resources and information, nutrition resources and information will also go under the support tab. Under the teacher information, this is a really important place to know where and how to communicate with your child's teacher and any other teachers that are co-teaching along with your teacher. So teacher information will be here along with how they would like to be contacted and how they plan to communicate with you as well. Finally, under digital citizenship, each student in CMS has the opportunity to engage in digital citizenship lessons and directions on how to access those lessons and how to use digital tools appropriately will be linked here. We've also asked teachers to also link some information there for parents and information for parents around digital citizenship and how to best keep our kids safe while they're engaging in remote learning and while they have access to so many online tools. The Enter Here button will take you to the starting place of where your students will get started with accessing their wonderful lessons, their assignments, and their collaboration areas to be able to interact with their class. So let's talk about how do we get access. So that all looks great. Now, how do we get there and how do we access those pages? The first thing I wanted to talk about is just student access. So there's a link at the top. There's multiple ways for students to actually get to Canvas. So you can follow your teacher's direction, but the link at the top gives you both of those ways. They can either log in with NC Ed Cloud or they can log in if they're signed into Google. This page also gives the options for parents and guardians and observers to log into Canvas, which we're going to go in more in depth about. If you go to that bit.ly link that's at the top, you'll be able to access this page and then be able to log into Canvas in many different ways. Canvas offers an app for parents and families to utilize that can go right on your phone. This is super exciting because if you're like me, you're always on the go and we have our phones at our fingertips almost all the time. And to be able to click on the Canvas app and see what assignments are coming up, what assignments our students have completed, their grades, be able to contact the teacher is really exciting. So the icon in the middle of the screen is what you'll be looking for when you're searching to download the app on your phone. It's blue. You'll want to make sure that you type in Canvas Parent app because there's also a student version and a teacher version as well. But you'll be looking for the parent app and it's the blue Canvas symbol. And you can get that at Google Play or at the App Store depending on your device. Once you get that and you download it onto your phone, now comes the fun part. It's fun, but it also takes a couple of steps. So once you download it and you click on it to open, you'll see this screen where you need to find your school. You'll only have to do this the first time you're accessing the app and the first time that you're setting it up. After that, you're not going to have to go through all of these steps. So this is the first time how to access using the app. So you'll want to type in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools Parents. So you're not typing in the specific school name, just the general Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools -parents. As you start typing that in, it'll start generating and popping up. and you can go ahead and click on the one that's outlined in red. Now you can click create account, and you'll be able to put in your name, your email, a password, all of your information that you do, generally how we sign up for lots of different types of accounts. So you'll go ahead and put your information in. As you're putting your information in, one of the buttons is going to say student pairing code. This is the fun part. This is where it gets takes a little bit of an extra step. So the student pairing code, in order to connect your parent Canvas app with your specific student, you will need to get a pairing code from your student's Canvas login. So my best suggestion and tip is to sit down and do this while you have your student with you. They can sit right next to you and they can log into Canvas as you're trying to log into the app. When the student logs into Canvas, they're going to need to click on their account. You can see the number 1 there, their account button. And then they're going to need to click on the settings button. Once they do that, you're going to see an option that says pair with observer all the way on the right hand of the screen. There it is over there, way over there on the right hand side. You're going to click pair with observer, and a code will pop up that you as a parent or the family member or the community member are going to be able to now put into your app. That's going to connect you with that specific student. Once you click on the pairing code, it's only good for 24 hours. So that's why it's really important to maybe be sitting with your student while you're also working on putting in your app. That way you guys are sitting right next to each other, because that code only lasts for 24 hours. We're going to take a second to watch a video that goes through step by step exactly what I just showed you on how to pair with your student, but it'll watch somebody doing it live.
To get your student pairing code to go inside your Canvas parent app, first the student will need to log into Canvas. They will select account, then settings, and then on the far right hand side, they will select the button that says pairing with observer. That will give you a code that will last 24 hours that you will be able to enter into the app. Once you have the app open on your phone, you can open up the app, see a button that says find schools, and then you can enter CMS. And then you will select Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools parent. Then you will select create account to begin creating your brand new account in the Canvas parent app. You will fill out the information inside of the form in the app. This includes the student pairing code that you got from your students from the site. And once you have done that, you will now see your student in the Canvas parent app.
Now that you're in Canvas as a parent, now that you're paired with your student, now we can get into some of the really great stuff that you're going to be able to find when you get in there. So one of the things that you can do, and we've already talked about how to access the website, how to access Canvas as a parent, and you can go here. One of the things that you can do is you can update the language that you're viewing Canvas in. So if English is not your preference, that you can go in and change the language. You have to go into the website version of Canvas first, and then once you make the change there, it will show up on your parent app also. But you've got to jump into the website and do that first. Once you get into the website, you're going to click on account and then settings, similar to what your student did to find the parent code. So you'll go to account first, and then you'll click on the setting button. And then you're going to click on edit settings down here in number 3 that's highlighted in red. You're going to click on edit settings. And when you do that, you're going to see this page show up on the right hand side of your screen that has your name, that has your email, and then number 4 says language. And when you click on that button, that drop-down button, you'll be able to choose from a variety of different languages that would be your preference. Once you choose your language, click Update Settings. And now this is what your homepage would look like. This person chose Spanish, and now their homepage is all in Spanish. That change should also then reflect on your app on your phone. So that's an exciting feature. I should also mention that that does not change your student's view. So your student's view will still remain in English. This would just change the parent view of the language. Okay, now we're set up. Now that we're set up and we're ready to go to Canvas, and like I said, that setup you do one time. You don't have to do that every time, which is great news. Now that you're set up, the rest of the time now that you click on that app, you are ready to be able to check assignments and due dates, view grades, email and communicate with teachers, get email updates from teachers that go right to your phone, right to your app, or also right to your web browser version of Canvas. And I'm going to remind you that at the bottom of the screen is how you can access this slide deck so that you can go through those functions step by step at your own pace when you need to. Now that you're in Canvas, here are some things that you can do. This is what it will look like for your student. You can see that this student on the right-hand side, these are the different classes that your student has. Now, I will tell you, if you're doing this right now with us, you may not, or you may or may not actually see courses for your students quite yet. You will be able to see courses for your students on August 17th, but as we're continuing to schedule and to have students and teachers assigned to each other, it just takes a little while to be able to see all the courses. So you will definitely, by the first day of school, be able to see all of your students' courses that they have for the year. So they're listed here on the home page for you. Then you can click on one of your courses of choice, whichever one you'd like to go into, and you'll be able to see all of the assignments and all of the due dates and whether your student has submitted or it's still unsubmitted. So you can see here on the screen, From Blossom's assignment is not submitted, but the assignment right above that, you can buy if it is an experience is submitted, when it was submitted, and what the score is. So this is a great quick view as a parent if you want to see if your student or your child has assignments that are still due or what's coming up. Another great tool is contacting your teacher. So there's a button right at the bottom of your screen when you're looking at the app that you can click on at any time to be able to communicate with your teacher, which is very exciting and I have found that to be a lifesaver when I'm trying to get in touch with somebody quickly and I'm not trying to search for their email address, search for the school phone number, because I don't have them at hand. This is right at my fingertips, and I know I'm going to be able to ask a question in a variety of different ways. So when you click on there, you're able to type a message like an email. You're also able to just do a voice message. So you can speak your message and the teacher will hear it. You could do a video. So you could have your video on and be able to share with the teacher what you're struggling with or what you're having difficulty in or what you have an exact question about. You can hold up your phone and take a video of your student's Canvas screen, which is really exciting. You also have the ability to add additional students. So when we set up the first time, you did that for one student or one child. If you have multiple children or multiple students that you need to pair with, there is no limitation there. You can pair with as many students as you need to, but you can see up at the top, FH is one student, GH is one student, and then you have the option to add another student. When you click on there, it's going to ask you for that pairing code again. So you'll need your other student or child to be sitting with you to be able to give you that code. And then once they do, they'll have a little circle that shows up at the top, and you'll be able to switch between multiple students very easily within one app. We are going to watch a video of what I just spoke about.
Once you have done that, you will now see your student in the Canvas Parent app. Once you are in the app, you will be brought to the courses section of the app, where you will see the student's name listed at the top, as well as the course and a percentage for each course listed that your student is enrolled in. At the bottom, you will also notice, in addition to the courses tab, there is a calendar tab where you will see any important events for the course, as well as an alerts tab where you can see any reminders that you set for yourself. If we go back to the courses tab and select a course, you're going to see two tabs at the top, grades and front page. The grades tab will list the course's assignments, quizzes, and discussions, or anything that has a grade attached to it listed here. You will see the name, the due date, and the status for each one of these assignments. Each assignment will also include the point value, as well as the score that the student has earned if they submitted this particular assignment. Once you click on an assignment, it will open up and you will see the name of the assignment, as well as the due date and any additional directions for the assignment. You can also set a reminder for this assignment. You can select the back button to go back to the assignment list for this course. You will also notice there's a purple circle with an icon in the middle in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. When you click on this button, this will allow you to leave a message for your teacher. You can type in a message for your teacher, or on your mobile device, you can select the paperclip at the top, and that will enable you to either record an audio message, record a video message using your camera, or attach a file or an image from your mobile device. From here, if you choose, you can type in your message for your instructor and then press send. You will also be able to go to the front page section. That will bring you to the first page that is in the course, and you will be able to navigate through different components of the course from this front page section. Once you're done looking at the course and you want to go back to the parent app, you can select Done and then select Back, and that'll bring you back to this homepage. The calendar section down here at the bottom will display any important events that are occurring for that particular week. You can scroll up at the top here to move from one week to another. You will see a dot will display for any events that are occurring for that week. The calendar link at the top will show you all of the calendar or all of the courses that will display in your calendar. You can choose to select or deselect any calendars that you wish. And then down at the bottom, you will see the alert options to view any alerts that you may have set for yourself in the course. To add additional students in our Canvas Parent app, we can click on the drop-down next to the student's name. You will see any other students that you've already added. To add more students, you can click the Add Student button and enter the parent code for that student. And that is the Canvas Parent app.
So I hope that that was helpful for you to understand how to access the Canvas app and also how to use the functions that are within the Canvas app. If you have any specific questions around how to access, or questions around the pairing code, or any of the things that we talked about, or if there is a topic that we did not get to that you'd like to know more about, please put it in the comments in Facebook Live, and we will be able to answer those questions. The last piece, the last little nugget of goodness that we'd like to share with you is around Google Read and Write. I know this is shifting gears from Canvas just for a minute, but we wanted to share with you that we have this tool available to all students pre-K through 12th grade, as well as teachers in our district. This is a digital tool that allows for interaction with Google tools and websites. That is really exciting. And we're going to play this video to share with you the overview of Google Read and Write and what it can do, just to give you some basic information around a tool that can help your student to access text, to interact with text in assignments, and just be there as a support, additional support, especially while they're in remote learning.
There. Today we're going to see how Read and Write can help when you're using Google Docs or just browsing the internet. Okay, let's start by seeing what we can do in Google Docs. Here's the purple Read and Write icon at the top of your screen. Click on it and this toolbar appears. First of all, let's read some text out loud. Put the cursor anywhere you want. Click play and it starts reading like this.
Honey is a kind of sugary syrup.
And you can stop at any time. Pick a word, like this, and use the dictionary to explain what it means. And there's a picture dictionary right here too. Click on the prediction icon, and Read and Write will help you by guessing words that you're typing. Put your mouse over the suggested word to hear it read aloud.
Insects.
If that's the word you're looking for, click to insert it. Click here near the right of the toolbar to change settings if you want to. There are lots of different reading voices to choose from. You can change reading speed if it's too fast or slow. You can hide the toolbar anytime you don't need it by clicking on the Read and Write icon again. Okay, Read and Write isn't just for Google Docs. You can use it when you're browsing web pages with Google Chrome too. Click the Read and Write logo in the address bar, right here, and the toolbar pops up. Most features are pretty similar to when you're using Google Docs. With reading aloud, this time you can hover over to hear the text.
I had a chance to talk to the show's creator.
You can stop reading anytime. The dictionary lets you look up what words mean and hear the definitions read aloud. Double-click to highlight a word and press the dictionary button to see what it means. Click on the dictionary to listen to it.
Adjective, having life or vigor or spirit.
And of course, there's a picture dictionary too. Double-click to highlight a word, then click right here to see images related to the word you've selected. This fact finder is really useful if you're doing homework or researching an assignment. Highlight a word and click here to see search results from Google. Thanks for watching.
Really cool tool, right? Yes, I know that I will be sharing that with my own child to help them with accessing text and to help him with when he gets stuck on a word, not sure what it means or how to say it. That will be his first go-to. So this is a really exciting tool that all of our children and students have at their fingertips. So how do you see that? How do you see that little puzzle piece at the top of your screen? Your student just needs to be logged into their Google Chrome account with their CMS Google account information. And then they can click on that little purple puzzle piece, say that 5 times, at the top of their screen, and they can have access to that resource. Now, if you're having any trouble with access or you can't find it, please get in touch with your school. There's also an additional resource information at the bottom of the screen, bit.ly/RW4G CMS. Again, this whole presentation you have access to, but that will give you additional troubleshooting information, more in-depth information around Google Read and Write. I want to thank you so much for the initial presentation here. We are going to take some additional questions and dive in a little bit deeper. But before we do that, I just wanted to point you in the right direction. If you need additional support after this presentation, if you get stuck on any of the steps that you're in, one, we will have resources on our CMS website on how to access Canvas, including the videos that we showed you today. The presentation that we're using right now, the link is right here, bit.ly/CMS family. You always have the resource of your specific school or your teacher once you find out who your child's teachers are. Please feel free to contact them as well. There's the Google Read and Write specific document that you have access to. And then, of course, there's a CMS hotline, 980-343-3001, and they can help you or at least point you in the right direction in order to get additional support. We are here to support you during this time of remote learning with your students. We are excited for the upcoming school year. And even though it's going to look a little bit different, we are excited to see your students' faces again and really dive in to remote learning with them. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and take some questions. Good evening, families. We are ready for some questions. First, I would like to welcome and introduce a team that we have here that have been answering questions in the chat and also going to provide us with some additional questions and moderate for us today. So we have Trish Cloud here with us. She's a personalized digital learning coordinator with the team. We also have Yolanda Holmes, who's the family, community, and engagement coordinator. Finney Shaw is here as a director of family, community, and engagement. And Sophia Matthews is also here as a member of the communications team. So we're ready to go ahead and take some questions. It looks like, so we have one question that I see coming up from our team. How will kindergartners get their login information? That is a great question. All of our kindergarten students will also be on iPads that we'll be providing. They will get that information of how to log in and get their NC ID number when they meet their teachers and when they have their open houses with their teachers. So they'll be getting that information from their school sites. Trish or Yolanda, are there additional questions that I can answer?
Yes, there's a question from one of our parents wanting to know, how do I pair multiple students at different schools?
Yes, so you should be able to do that the same way and just add in their pairing code, even if they're from different schools. So you just need that unique pairing code for each child when they log onto their Canvas account and they click settings. It's all the way on the right-hand side. And when you put in their unique pairing code, you should have access to students from any different school within CMS.
How does a student get their Canvas information when they are transferring into CMS?
Yep, the same. So if you're kindergarten or if you're new to CMS, you'll want to contact your school site to get your login information and your North Carolina ID number so that you're able to log into Canvas. Go ahead.
Would parents still need to have access to PowerSchool, or would they be able to do everything through Canvas?
Yep, you could still have access to PowerSchool. You could have, for myself, I'll have PowerSchool app, and I'll also have Canvas app, but you could see grades using Canvas. So you might not need that. You would need PowerSchool to be able to see attendance. So that might be something that you want to be monitoring as a parent as well. So I think it's probably just a good tip to have both and have your access to both of those things just going into the school year so that you have all of that.
Another parent has asked, how do I delete old school information that is appearing in Canvas now? Information from a previous school.
Do we know if it's showing up from the parent view or if it's showing up in the student view?
I believe it's the student view.
Okay. On their dashboard, you see all of the courses. They look like boxes on the student dashboard. And when you see those boxes, I believe it's in the right-hand corner that you can click on your courses to delete them or at least delete the view for you to be able to see those.
Erin, can two parents have parent accounts so that if one parent they would use the same pairing code, or can two parents have accounts?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yep, two parents, or even if you have an additional person, 3 or 4 people who want to have access to a student Canvas account in your family, you can go ahead and pair a student with as many people as you need to. There is not a limit.
Erin, are students going to be trained by their teachers on Canvas because it's a new student to CMS?
Yeah, that is a wonderful question. Yes, our teachers are going to be spending, depending on the grade level, time doing some orientation with our students around digital tools and also around digital citizenship. So for elementary, really that first week of school, they're going to be spending time with students on how to log into Canvas. And not just log into Canvas, but now how do you navigate Canvas? How is our course set up? How do you communicate with your teacher if you need help? So our schools will be spending the first week going through those digital tools that we'll be using that are specific to their grade level or content area. And also they'll be spending that first week starting to introduce students to digital citizenship and how to present themselves when they're online as they would when students were live in the classroom. So that's really exciting, things that they have planned for the first week that we're looking forward to. And that would be a great time if you or your student has any questions about how to access Canvas or about how the courses work. This is that would be a really great time to ask questions. And secondary, it's going to be the first couple of days of school that they're going to spend time on those navigation pieces. There is also, in every Canvas course, the homepage that we shared with you, the template that is the same for all students. There is a button there that says Canvas navigation. And within there is linked a student website, a website that's created just for students with short videos of how to do things like log on, turn in assignments, see their grades, quick snippets that are made just for students. I also know that in a lot of our courses, our staff has already created content-specific Canvas videos and also digital tool videos. So for example, in middle school math, they're using a tool called Desmos. And so at the beginning of that course, the teacher will spend time with students on how to utilize that digital tool. And directions are also included so that students and parents can go back and reference later on, are also included within their Canvas site.
A question was asked about how a parent can add someone else to their student's Canvas account that is helping them during the day or caring for them during the day.
Mm-hmm. So you can also give them the observer rights, just like you did when you sign on as a parent. You can give them the pairing code and they're able to join on as a parent observer as well. Also, if your student is sitting with somebody during the day, they can also sit side by side with them to see the Canvas view that way as well. But as many people as you determine need access to your student Canvas account, those people who are supporting your students, you can provide them the pairing code.
Erin, what kind of synchronous sessions will our teachers be using primarily?
Trish, are you asking what tool they're using?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So our teachers will be using, there's 3 primary choices that they have, and those are either Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams. There's pros and cons to each one of those tools in our schools. And so, but we've asked them to narrow it down to those 3 choices. And that again will be part of orientation is getting students and families used to the synchronous tool that school and teacher have determined are best to use for their classroom. Google Meet does sync up with Canvas and can be integrated into Canvas. So you might see that tool being used quite a bit.
Some parents just wanted to have an explanation of what Canvas is again, and a definition of what the pairing code is.
Yes. Canvas is, well, by definition, it's a learning management tool, but what does that really mean? It's a one-stop shop where you can have access to, as a student, you can have access to all of your assignments. You can have access to discussions and collaborations with classmates. You have access to your teacher to be able to ask and answer questions. You have access to see if you have submitted assignments and what your grades are. So it's really a hub to go to for your learning, for your resources for learning. We've had Canvas in our district for the past few years, but this year we've really made the commitment, being in remote learning, for all teachers and students to really utilize Canvas.
A parent asked the question is, what exactly is the pairing code? And some have asked, well, where do you get that from and how do you receive that?
The pairing code is just to make sure that you, as the parent, when you register for your parent account, are connected to the right Canvas account for your student. So it's like, it's making that match for you as a parent to the student. So that's why the pairing code is needed. In order to get to your pairing code, you will have your student log in. So the pairing code is in the student account. Mm-hmm. When they log in, they can click on account on the left-hand side, and then they'll click on settings. And when they do that, all the way on the right-hand side, you'll see the word student pairing number. And when you click on that, a little number, I think there's letters and number, digit will come up. And you'll take that and put it into your parent account. And that will make the connection for your parent account to the student account.
Will teachers be responsible for ensuring the information in Canvas is updated?
Yes. As I've mentioned, we are committed as a district to using Canvas as our learning management platform. And so it is the expectation that our teachers will use that and have daily lessons, assignments, activities on there for our students. So it should be updated and utilized on a regular basis with our teachers.
Where can parents look at this information again as a refresher? Where can they find the video to review the first 15 minutes that some may have missed?
Wonderful question. It reminds me of something I was supposed to say. Yes. So the video from tonight will be posted on our website, but also if you had registered for the family session tonight, we will be sending out an email that has the video as well in it for you. And it'll also be in the family engagement newsletter that comes out on Friday. It'll be located there as well. But we're going to link it up on our website for you to refer to beyond tonight. We also have additional family sessions that will be on Facebook Live again Wednesday morning, August 12th from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then on Friday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. We'll be doing the same session, but we'll be repeating it. So if you missed part of tonight, see if you can join in one of the other sessions or visit our website for more information.
Erin, I know you've stated this before, but I just want to share again so parents would understand. Another question came through. Does this mean students would not be utilizing Google Classroom anymore?
Yep, that's correct. We will be utilizing Canvas as our platform, as our learning management classroom platform for all of our classes, pre-K through 12th grade. And the reason for that is to provide a consistent experience for students. So they get to know and understand well one platform that we're using for all of their classes, and they don't have one teacher using one tool and one using another. And then also, as from a parent or a family perspective, having one platform that is consistent so that you are not trying to learn a lot of different learning management platforms based on different classes as well.
Another parent had a question about receiving information from Canvas. If she's at work, will that information still be available and not removed?
Yes, you should be able to still access your app, and any information from your app should come right to your phone. One of the pieces on the app on your bottom toolbar, once you get into the app, says alerts, and you can set up what alerts you want to pop up on your phone. So if the teacher sends you a message, you can have it pop up right on your phone. That'll tell you that, you need to log into Canvas to see you have a message. You can set up an alert if an assignment is missing or overdue. You can have that set up as an alert to come right to your phone. So you have some choices once you get the app on how you'd like to set it up to get that type of communication. Or if you don't want all of those alerts to pop up for you and you're just going to check the app every day, you can go ahead and you can just turn off the alerts and just know that you're going to check into your app every day as well. But you should be able to access that information anywhere from the app that's on your phone.
So a lot of our elementary parents, we hear you and we see your questions. They want to ensure that their elementary students are logged into Canvas. So they want to know how the elementary students, K through 5, what's their process for getting them into Canvas? If we could just address that one more time for our elementary parents.
Yes. Our elementary students, so there's really two parts to that. If you are K2 and you're utilizing one of the CMS iPads that are going to be available to your student, your child will click on, it'll already be loaded on there for them, click on the Canvas app. They'll have to log in the first time and your school will provide you the information of how your student logs on. If they've been in CMS and they know their NCI Cloud number, they can go ahead and log on now if they like to. If they're in 3.5 and they're on a Chromebook, they will do the same thing. Your school is going to provide you the information of how they get logged on to Canvas. That website, maybe Trish or Dr. Holmes, if you could put into the chat box the website again that takes them to the Canvas login page for our parents to be able to access that, I think that would be really helpful. So that's coming in the chat. I also would like to add on to that question that you just asked as well. If your child was in CMS last year and they remember their login and their passcodes, their login and passcodes are not going to be changing for the upcoming year. Those are going to remain the same. So that's really great news. If they spent time memorizing that last year, that stays the same for them this year.
Erin, there is a default password for kindergarten that for Canvas and first graders. Are we allowed to give that out?
You can go ahead and put that in the chat box.
Okay.
Those are some really great questions. I know that you might think of additional questions as you get started or as you start playing around with the parent app and start getting your students logged into Canvas. Just remember that you won't be able to see all of their courses until the first day of school, August 17th. So as you get in there, if you don't see all of their courses pop up, it's just because we're still scheduling and they'll be there for the first day of school. Y'all had some really great questions and thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you have additional questions or thoughts that come up, please refer to the CMS webpage where we'll post this presentation. You can also reach out to the CMS hotline, or you can contact directly to your school or to your child's teacher.
Erin,
Okay.
we have one more request.
Great.
From our superintendent. If we can share the information regarding the newsletter, if Dr. Shaw can chime in with that. You are Dr. Shaw?
Yeah, so the Family and Community Engagement newsletter, the first edition of that goes out on Friday, August 14th. And information that we've learned today and all of the links and other information will be attached to that as well as information about CMS Eats and all the other great things that we have going on here in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. The first edition goes out on Friday. Once again, it's very important that those of you who have placed your emails into the system that they are correct. A lot of the addresses were were physical addresses instead of the email addresses. So please go back in and edit your email account and make sure that that information is correct. Otherwise, you won't receive the information. And we definitely want you to have it.
Thank you so much. That's really helpful.
Thank you.
All right.
And Erin, I just want to say as well, thank you to such a great team. Dr. Shaw, thank you so much for all the work. And we do see the great support coming in from a lot of parents and a lot of CMS employees. So thanks for yielding such a huge amount of parents, but yielding questions and answers for a huge amount of parents. But we want to say thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the whole team. And parents, we just want to welcome you back to school this year, welcome you back to 2020, 2021. It's going to be a great school year, even though it looks a little different. It's going to be great. We are here to support you and here to support all of your students for whatever they need in the upcoming year. Have a great year, everybody.